Part 1. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, you're near some train tracks. Go there in your mind.
Okay.
There are 5 workers on the tracks working. They've got their backs turned to the trolley, which is coming in the distance.
I mean, they're repairing the track.
They are repairing the
This
tracks.
is unbeknownst to them, the trolley is approaching.
They don't see it. You can't shout to them.
Okay.
And if you do nothing, here's what'll happen. 5 workers will die.
Oh, my God. That was a horrible experience. I don't want that to happen.
No, you
to
don't,
them.
but you have a choice. You can do A, nothing, or B, it so happens next to you is a lever. Pull the lever and the trolley will jump onto some side tracks where there is only one person working.
So if the so if the trolley goes on the second track, it will kill the one guy.
Yeah, so there's your choice. Do you kill one man by pulling a lever, or do you kill 5 men by doing nothing?
Well, I'm going to pull the lever.
Naturally. All right, here's part 2. You're standing near some train tracks. 5 guys are on the tracks, just as before, and there is the trolley
train
coming. Right.
The same 5 guys working on the track.
Same 5 guys.
Backs to the train, they can't see anything.
Yeah, exactly. However, I'm going to make a couple changes. Now you're standing on a footbridge that passes over the tracks. You're looking down onto the tracks. There's no lever anywhere to be seen, except next to you, there is a guy.
What do you mean there's a guy?
A large guy, large individual, standing next to you on the bridge, looking down with you over the tracks, and you realize, wait, I can save those 5 workers if I push this man. Give him a little tap. No. He'll land on the tracks and
He
stop
stops the train.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
But surely you realize the math is the same.
You mean I'll save 4 people this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this time I'm pushing the guy. Are you insane? No.
All right, here's the thing. If you ask people these questions, and we did, starting with the first, is it okay to kill one man to save 5 using a lever? 9 out of 10 people will say
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you ask them, is it okay to kill one man to save 5 by pushing the guy? 9 out of 10 people will say
No. Never. No.
No.
it is practically universal.
Educational level, no effect. Male versus female, no effect.
That's Mark Hauser, professor at Harvard. He actually posed the trolley scenarios to hundreds of thousands of people on the internet, found the same thing. Everyone agrees. Then he took it a step further and asked them why. Why is murder, because that's what it is, why is murder okay when you're pulling a lever, but not okay when you're pushing the guy? And what he found is that consistently, people have no clue.
They don't understand what drove their judgments, which were completely spontaneous and automatic and immediate. And once they kind of appreciate the dilemma they're now in of lack of consistency, the whole thing basically begins to unravel.
Pulling the lever to save the 5. I don't know, that feels better than pushing the 1 to save the 5. But I don't really know why. So there's a good moral quandary for you.
And if, as we said in the beginning, having a moral sense is a unique and special human quality, then maybe we us two humans anyway, you and me, should at least inquire as to why this happens. And I happen to have met somebody who has a hunch. He's a young guy at Princeton University, wild curly hair, bit of mischief in his eye. His name is Josh Green. All right. And he spent the last few years trying to figure out where this inconsistency comes from.
How do people make this judgment? Forget whether or not these judgments are right or wrong, just what's going on in the brain that makes people distinguish so naturally and intuitively between these two cases, which from an actuarial point of view are very, very, very similar, if not identical.
What Josh does is he invites people into this room, has them lie down on what is essentially a cot on rollers, and he rolls them into the machine. Their heads are braced, so they're sort of stuck in there. You ever done this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, several times.
And then he tells them stories. He tells them the same 2, trolley tales that you told before. Mm-hmm. And then at the very instant that they're deciding whether I should push the lever or whether I should push the man, at that instant, the scanner snaps pictures of their brains. And what he found in those pictures was, frankly, a little startling. He showed us some.
I'll show you some stuff. Okay, let me think.
The picture that I'm looking at is a sort of a It's a brain looked, I guess, from the top down.
Yeah, it's top down and sort of sliced, like a deli slicer.
And the first slide that he showed me was a human brain being asked the question, would you pull the lever? And the answer in most cases was yes.
Yeah, I'd pull the lever.
When the brain's saying yes, you'd see little kind of peanut-shaped spots of yellow.
This little guy right here and these two guys right there.
The brain was being active in these places. And oddly enough, whenever people said yes,
Yes.
to the lever question, the very same pattern lit up. Then he showed me another slide. This was a slide of a brain saying, no,
I would not push the man.
I will not push the large man. And in this picture, this one we're looking at here, it was a totally different constellation of regions that lit up. This is the no crowd.
I think this is part of the no crowd.
So when people answer yes to the lever question, there are places in their brain which glow?
Right. But when they answer, no, I will not push the man, then you get a completely different part of the brain lighting up.
Even though the questions are basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? I mean, what does Josh make of this?
Well, he has a theory about this.
A theory, not proven, but I think that this is what I think the evidence suggests.
He suggests that the human brain doesn't hum along like one big unified system. Instead, he says maybe in your brain, in every brain, you'll find little warring tribes, little subgroups. One that is sort of doing a logical sort of counting kind of thing.
You've got one part of the brain that says, 5 lives versus 1 life. Wouldn't it be better to say 5 versus 1?
And that's the part that would glow when you answer, yes, I'd pull the lever.
Yeah, I pull the lever.
But there's this other part of the brain, which really, really doesn't like personally killing another human being and gets very upset at the fat man case and shouts.